first game of his life was a microcosm of his career. Kowski got his ankle ripped off, and Mike Holmgren said to me, "Steve, get Brett ready." I went, "Oh, geez." I'm thinking, he's not ready, he's not ready, he's not ready. And Brett made some goofy rookie mistakes like you would expect. Like, what is he doing? I don't know. How would I know what he's doing? And then somehow, some way, he makes some plays at the end.
There's a man. He's wide open. Touchdown. It is caught, and the Packers have tied the game. These fans are going crazy. I mean, this thing is supposed to be over with.
We had to send him back out to hold for Chris Jackie to win the game by 1, and his hands came off the ball, and kaboof, we win the game. That was Brett. He drove you crazy. He made great plays. There was a little luck involved. The place was wild. Nobody knew at the time that that was going to be a sign of what's to come. But that's what he's been doing for 19 years.
Third down, 12 seconds to go in the game. Niners lead by 4. Favre back to pass. He gets away from the pressure. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Oh my heavens! Favre has given the Minnesota Vikings an improbable victory.
Upon his retirement, Brett Favre will own every significant NFL passing record. He won 3 consecutive league MVP awards. Some men are driven to be great. Some just enjoy the ride.
I always said to my kids, and my kids are this big growing up around him, watch him play the game. Watch how Brett plays sports. What do you mean? Well, when he throws a touchdown, he goes and jumps on the guys, and he's celebrating, and he has fun. And that's the way sport is supposed to be played. It's not always serious stuff, even in pro football. He's having a ball, even at practice. That's what you ought to be like.
Hey, you got any left-handed footballs?
Put her in the old vice.
You think God never farted?
If you play tight, it makes you lose focus and forget things. And if you just play loose like you do in the backyard, that's what got you there. And so it was like, okay, he's joking around, and maybe this is a serious time, but that's his way of playing the game. They knew I was prepared as well as I could be. To me, that's the only way to play it. If you're not prepared, you're not going to joke around.
If you're coaching, what you want on your team, really, are characters with great character. Capiche? Now, if that character can be a producer and a leader as well, now you've got something special.
What is that? Comeback number 15, Wayne. How about that? Oh, my goodness.
The league's going to miss him. Not just his teams, not just the Packers when he's gone or the Vikings when he retires at some point. The league is going to miss him. People want to see this guy play.
I got to see this. This Favre out here. Brett Favre.
People want to see the smile on his face. People want to see how tough he was. He's not going to be on clinic films where you teach a guy this is technically sound.
He flipped it into the end zone backhand. Brett Favre is something else.
He's going to be on the ones that show how the game, it's a game, keep that in mind, how the game should be played.
Brett Favre was must-see TV.
Instant excitement.
He's also one of the funniest guys in NFL history, so that helps.
Hey, you got any left-handed footballs?
He definitely needs to be higher than 8. I don't know who made this list.
I think he's one of the most overrated players in the history of sports.
That's awful.
Favre was a guy who could do calculus, but he couldn't always add or subtract.
It was sort of like a reckless abandon in the way he played.
Touchdown for Brett Favre.
As a Chicago Bears fan, I had to suffer through many seasons of him putting us through absolute hell.
He's going to go for the touchdown. He's going to go.
I hate him. I just hate him.
Once again, let's have a little fun. Let's try to get it in the end zone early.
Brett Favre landed at number 8 on our list with some of the biggest numbers ever. He retired as the league's all-time leader in pass completions, yards, and touchdowns.
Right between two defenders.
Who can throw it better than Brett Favre?
And he did it all with his own unique style.
Just the way they drew it up, huh, fellas?
If we were playing backyard football, he'd be number one on everybody's list.
Brett Favre creates plays.
He was definitely the only person that was taking the X's and O's and, like, going off playbook.
Brett was fun.
And Darryl Thompson is tackled by Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is a baby mother.
Quarterbacks weren't supposed to get smacked around and get up and talk trash to guys.
Who hit me?
Brett wasn't worried about that at all. In fact, for him, smacking him around might have been the worst thing you could do.
How would you hit me? I thought you hit harder than that.
He probably smells like leather and America. He belongs in Wranglers.
I'm a big fan of his, though. I mean, that kid's tough, man. Brett Favre was awfully good.
Favre won a Super Bowl and 3 league MVP awards, but his most impressive number may be his record 299 consecutive games.
Suck it up now. Let's suck it up. Part of what separates him is the fact that that guy took such a beating. Most sacked man in NFL history, and he doesn't miss a game.
Shit, my two's right there, didn't I? Yeah, you did.
Coachable to a point, but you're never going to coach Brett Favre out of being Brett Favre.
No more rocket balls, please.
Well, I was teamed up.
No, I know.
I'm not sure if you can put a quarterback in the top 10 all time who has some game-defining interceptions as he had in the postseason. The pick in the NFC Championship game against the Giants, and his interception with Minnesota having a chance to knock off New Orleans.
Intercepted. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
Live by the Favre, die by the Favre.
Favre at 8. That seems low. That seems a little low.
That may be too low.
He's got to be in the discussion because he won 3 MVPs.
I think number 8 is a true testament to his longevity, his toughness.
For me, I like a guy who makes a little less mistakes than Brett Favre if you're going to be a top 7, top 8 guy.
The number 4 mic'd up guy of all time, Brett Favre.
Are they playing overtime?
For pure joy, it's hard to beat the Bayou banter of Brett Favre.
I gotta see this. This Favre out here. Brett Favre.
This is a guy who loved everything about this sport.
Woo! You gotta love it. Can you believe they pay us for it? All right, here we go, fellas. Let's have a little fun today.
His personality was infectious.
That's one. Uh-oh. Dang it. You call Mr. Miyagi up there on the team on the board? Oh, yeah. Wax on, wax off. How you doing?
You thought I was taller than this, huh?
I thought you were taller than me. Hey, how about Mr. Miyagi coming up talking to me?
Asking a player on the sidelines if God farted.
You think God never farted?
Brett was fun because quarterbacks weren't supposed to be engaged with other people. They weren't supposed to get smacked around and get up and talk trash to guys.
Who hit me? Somebody hits it harder than that. I don't like. That's all you got, Bill. Hey, that's all you got.
Brett Favre is a baby mother.
Man, them are some tight pants you got on, Bubba.
Buddy, it's just the quads. They're a little bit huge.
He'd make fun of people, but I don't know if that's necessarily like trash talking.
TJ's all waist, no legs. Look at him. He looks like an ostrich. Hey, look at Snyder. He looks like the hunchback from Notre Dame with that quasi-white shoes moto. You better get out the way. You better get out the way. You almost got to hit again today. I'm looking for you now. Well, y'all need to quit. Y'all need to quit. I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
When you saw clips of him and Mike Holmgren's very serious, very, very serious. And you would see Brett Favre trying to just sneak a joke in there.
I'm going to wear those for you.
You'd see Andy Reid, in there and try and sneak a joke in there.
You know what, Andy? I love you, man.
Yeah, I can tell.
I think it's the sense of humor and the way he acted on the sidelines.
Hey, you got any left-handed footballs? My head's getting bigger. These hats are getting smaller. Shut up. You look great. Good, man. You look good. What happened to me? I like you. You've been making some good calls tonight. I got an end zone. The guy pulled my pants down. Put her in the old mice. And we got a dandy brewing. Pete Jackson
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide. I got some cheeseburgers at half, dude. In my locker, I'm gonna grab them. Oh, great.
Like he's just that kid from, from Kill, Mississippi, and that little boy in him, that little kid that loved the game, it never ended.
You know what time the game starts?
There was nothing he wouldn't do to win. And while his casual disregard for his own health endeared him to fans and foe alike,
Blood 58!
Favre was playing a dangerous game.
I never thought anything about playing with pain, overcoming injuries, because to me it was not a big deal.
Chipped my tooth right there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
He hurt his ankle. We were playing the Bears the next week, and he couldn't practice all week. And then on Sunday, he said, "I think I can go on this."
He lined up and played and threw 5 touchdown passes against the Bears.
Favre back in the pocket, seems to be running all right. Comes up over the middle, it's caught Brooks 10. Brooks at the 5, touchdown!
It's just a remarkable performance. That's Brett Favre. The game has got to be played, and he wants to play in the game.
So he played every week, without fail.
I was always willing to give whatever it would take.
Let's do what we got to do now.
And it meant more to me to be a great teammate and to be relied on, and for the team and for the fans and for the coaches to say, we don't have to worry about Brett. He will be ready to play, and regardless of the score, he will play a certain way until it's over.
Favre had the Packers headed in the right direction, but he was headed for a crash.
At first, I used it for pain. After a while, I used it for recreation. And I knew that was wrong. Like with any person with addiction, you start off with one pill, it's just gonna take more and more and more. Before I knew it, it had me.
Green 18 set.
Favre reported to training camp, determined to win a Super Bowl.
When I came out, I was in tremendous shape, mentally and physically. I was a little bit cocky and arrogant, but I felt like I could back it up.
When he came back and continued to play, and not only play, but play even better, I think fans, they said, okay, this guy's, he's one of us, he's real. Let's help him, let's get behind him, even more than we were before.
MVP! 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 And he throws the ball to the corner, caught, and it's a touchdown! What a throw and what a great catch made.
Who can throw it better than Brett Favre?
The 96 Packers were the best Green Bay team in 30 years. They led the league in scoring and cruised to the NFC Championship game.
In some ways, that game almost meant more to me than the Super Bowl. It was football. It was cold, it was in Green Bay, and it was all Packer fans. To us, that was the Ice Bowl.
Brett Favre back to throw. He looks out of time, going to the end zone. There's Dorsey, 11. Touchdown, Dorsey! It's a touchdown! Brett straight back in the pocket. Quick drop, goes to the outside. There's a fade, it's there. Touchdown, Antonio Freeman. And a perfect throw by Brett Favre. And the Packers are on their way to New Orleans for Super Bowl 31.
It seemed like that's the way it was supposed to be. We were supposed to go to New Orleans, and what better place for me to play my first Super Bowl.
Just an hour from his hometown, Favre was at the center of the football universe.
2nd down and 9. Brett Favre appears to be changing plays at the line of scrimmage.
I checked to 79 Razor. It's funny, I watched it on TV all day in the hotel room. Montana checking a 59 Razor. Same play.
It is going to be a touchdown to Andre Rison.
And so I took a chance. Thankfully, they played the coverage I'd hoped, and we hit it.
I think Brett called the exact right audible for the situation there.
Brett has had a receiver open twice on changes of plays.
The guy who once didn't know what a nickel defense was could now bank on his ability to call the perfect audible.
Going Favre again, checking out at the line of scrimmage, and Antonio Freeman on a perfect throw by Brett Favre. Now Brett saw that daylight, took a great shot at it, and he got it. Put the Packers way ahead. The Vince Lombardi Trophy is coming home where it started.
What you remember most is not so much that game, even though that's what you strive for, it's the journey. And all of a sudden that was over. And I didn't want it to be over.
He was, after all, Big Irv Favre's son. Never more so than on a Monday in Oakland in 2003, the night after his father died.
Young coach called and said, Miss Favre will do whatever you want. He can come home. I said, oh no, his dad would really have a fit if he didn't play in the game.
You know, and it didn't take long for me to say, you got to play in this game. All the times he told me to get my ass up, get your ass out there and play. Are you crazy?
He knows when to be business, and he knows when to play.
How Brett Favre is going to be able to handle this, I have no idea.
I was so nervous before the game. It was the most nervous I've ever been in a game. When they call out the offense tonight at Oakland, I got a standing ovation from the fans. That doesn't happen.
So under tremendous emotional duress, Brett Favre goes to work.
Under the perfect circumstances, I've never been able to do what I've done in that game.
Special edition of NFL Total Access. Brett Favre announcing he plans to retire from football after 18 seasons.
Brett Favre's agent, Bus Cook, this morning, he said this time it is, quote unquote, for good.
After just one season with the Jets, Brett retired again. 6 months later, he returned again. This time as a member of the Minnesota Vikings, the Packers' hated rival.
The Vikings' future just landed in the Twin Cities.
It's just like a knife in your back, you know, it's hard to take. You know, if any other team, we were fine with the Jets, but not the Vikings, and hard to swallow.
Green Bay fans are really angry. I mean, really angry.
A funeral procession for Brett Favre, which left the Lambeau Field parking lot, went by his steakhouse, and then ended up at Tom, Dick, and Harry's.
We needed 3 hearses because one to carry Brett's body, one to carry Brett's ego, and another to carry Brett away from here in case he changed his mind and decided he didn't want to be dead after all.
I wanted to play for anyone who would play the Packers. Minnesota played them twice.
It was hard for me to accept the fact that that number 4 was running out there with that purple jersey on.
Seeing him in purple, that one hurt me. I'm going, gee, did it have to be Minnesota?
Fakes to Peterson, Favre back to throw. Fires left side of the end zone. Touchdown to Shanko.
So when I played against the Packers, I was nervous as I don't even know how to describe it. I was so frightened of failing. You can't imagine. To say in those 2 games I really wanted to play well is an understatement.
Birthday for the old man. I appreciate it. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team. Yes!
I thought after the first game, all right, okay. Butterflies are gone. I've kind of gotten back to reality. When I go to Lambeau, it's going to be easy. Wrong.
After all the build-up and all the hype, November the 1st is finally here. It's Brett Favre's return to Lambeau Field.
I mean, I was just a wreck. And I just played the Packers a few weeks before. Coming out that tunnel, it was pretty intimidating. I didn't think it would be a good reception, and it was worse than that. It's by far the worst I've ever felt, seen, heard. It just made the way I played even sweeter.
My recollection of the day he came back was, he wanted us in Lambeau.
Brett Favre throws the middle, got Schenko, touchdown.
He might be 40, but Favre is throwing bullets.
He knew everything, every check our defense made, he knew it all. He was calling out blitzes before they were happening.
Packers were blitzing off Favre's left side that time, and that's just where Favre went with the football.
And he picked us apart.
The ultimate nightmare for a Packer fan. Brett Favre has 7 touchdowns and 0 interceptions this year against his former team.